This is the city of Omo, and we are on a tour of the housing. And good morning, good morning. Bonjour, salut, bienvenue. I'm learning French. It's very slow. Très lentement. No. I think that's right. Let's get started. I'm going to change my view. Let me get started. Behind me is, there it is Yamaya, the statue of the goddess of the city. And I'm going to rise up, and we're just going to do a tour. We were touring housing, and I'm going to go back to that because it was fun. And I'm going to start with a house right over here. This is where I'm going to start. Bonjour, bonjour. Welcome, bienvenue. It's nice to see you. I see you. And welcome. I am about to start a tour with one of the houses that I actually did first. This is one of the very first houses that I modified the inside of. So in Minecolonies, the builders build the houses. This is one of the builders right here. Hello, Haley. Are you supposed to be working on something? Let's see if she is. She is. She's waiting for torches to work on one of the businesses. And so I'm going to give her torches. Actually, might start working. But the sun is going down. Yeah, let me go over here. I'm going into Carter's Carpentry Shop in the downtown area of the city. And upstairs in his carpentry shop, he actually has an apartment that he's not living in because he moved in with Haley. And they live in a house together, but he still has this apartment upstairs, and so I use this apartment. This is a really nice view of the city, nice view of City Hall. You can see Diana's, shop, and one of the Marines, one of the patrol, is sleeping in Diana's shop, and he can see at William and Hazel's house actually is that building right there. But we're gonna go to sleep so we can continue in the daytime. And the reason I want to continue in the daytime is so that I'm not disturbing people while they're sleeping. Because they do go home, they do go to sleep. It's very fun, and I like it. It's one of the things I like about Minecolonies is that. Alright, and people are getting up. Wyatt is going to his restaurant. Haley is going to her offices. She likes to walk around the fountain. She likes the fountain. And now we're going to go into Fortune's house. Fortune's house is most interesting. I'm amazed that she's not afraid, but I think that she pays homage to the fact that her friend and lover died at this entrance, and she almost got killed by barbarians. That's how long ago. And her friend and her chosen, Alice, actually built this house for her, and we're just taking a tour through it. Right now, she's living here with Wyatt, who is another restaurant owner, and Wyatt came into her life when the immigration restrictions were lifted for children, and the children arrived. The colonists aren't allowed to bring their children in the beginning, and the children arrived later, and she had two children arrive, and when she had the children arrive, she was living in this house, so she had to put up some extra beds for them, and upstairs in this bedroom, and everyone slept up here. And it was just her by herself at that point, at that time, and her son Noah and her daughter Philippa slept up here with her. And then, and because she had these kids, she wanted to spend time with them, so she decided to hire a chef. And a couple people came for the job. Actually, one other person wanted the job, and that was Noah Wilson. But Noah Wilson was a kid who had also just arrived, and she thought he was too young and inexperienced to be the chef in her restaurant, and so she turned him down. But a second person applied for the job, and that was Wyatt. He was a student, and he applied for the job. And when he applied, she was impressed with his skills, and so he became the chef. So all the while that she was raising her kids here, he was cooking, and she actually would come to the restaurant and oversee the food orders and oversee the menu and things like that. But he was doing all the cooking. So this is how old this place is. It actually has an original cutting board and does not have anything else. Does not have a stove, does not have a sink. And you could say that she was doing most of her cooking in the restaurant, and he does, and so that was the reason why at that time. But it really, the truthful reason why, was because I was really new at doing this kind of interiors for the houses, with this beautiful floor, the way the bookcases are in chisel still. They're still in chisel, even though I've moved to Chroma Hills. The coffee table is still is in acacia. Is the dining table in acacia? Yeah, wow. So this was the original house. If I was going to do something now with this house, like do something to this house, I would put in the sink and the stove in this area, and move the cabinetry, change it so that there is a little bit more room here. And I really feel like doing that right now. So this is what I'm going to do. Because I just feel like it. I'm actually surprised that this kitchen still looks like this. So I'm going to get one of these. I'm going to get one of these, I think. And I'm going to get a piece of terracotta. I've recently discovered that the terracotta blocks match perfectly the kitchen tops. A. And the interesting thing about that, the terracotta, is you can put something on top that you can't put on the kitchen tops. So they're using this light in the kitchen. So we're going to have to get another one of these. So the flower is a glow flower. Let's get the glow flower. Here we go. Let's get this one. And let's get a flower pot. They need a special flower pot. This is Silence Gems. And let us get a sink counter. Let's get a sink. We need an orange sink. And let's get a furnace. And let's get a furnace, since she likes old-fashioned things. And let's get an oven top. And let's get an oven top right here. And okay, so we have a bunch of things that we can put here. Let's put the oven in this corner right here. So let's take this away. Oh, there was stuff in there. Interesting. Let's take this away for a minute. And let's look under here. Yep, there's nothing there. Okay, so we'll keep that in mind. Let's put the oven here. And we're going to put the oven top right here. Let us take this. Let's put this drawer piece. Let's put the drawer piece right here. And let's make this go away for a minute. And let's put the sink, which I think I just, nope, there it is. The sink go right here. Now this is what I'm talking about. This corner piece right here would just be a counter, but we're going to put this in so that we can put the flower back here. And we will put it right here. However, this, we're going to turn this around, and we're going to put the cabinets right here on this piece. So let's make this go away for a minute. Let's put this right here, and let's put another counter piece right here. And we have to be careful with the hot block right there. So now we have more room in the kitchen. Now do I want the stove? Let's rearrange. No, I think I like, so you come down, so you have the stove, or you could have the stove right here. Which kind of gives you a little bit more room and more counter. And I think I'm going to do that. So let's take this away. I'm going to have to get a new oven top for a minute. Let's put this here, right here, and good. I'm good with that. And interestingly enough, I don't think I'm going to put the flower in the kitchen anymore. She does have a flower right there. I think I'd rather put a piece of glowstone in the floor to light the kitchen. Let's do that. Let's put a piece of glow floor. We'll use the black, and then let's get carpet. That looked like cyan carpet before, and let's get that. And then I need an oven top, and let's get that. And let's see, did I put the sink down already? I put the stove down already? Let's put that right there. All right, so, look at the time. It's nighttime, but I'm working in their house downstairs. I just heard the door, and sure enough, Fortune is home already. We can go up, sneak up and look in just a minute. But let's put that down. Let's put that there. And there's Wyatt, and he just got home. And oh yes, and I was talking about Wyatt. So Wyatt worked in her restaurant, which is Fortune's restaurant, and he worked in her restaurant all the while her children were growing up. And then when her children had completely grown up, when her children went to college and moved out, and she was living here by herself, she actually started spending more time. Ooh, there's a problem right there. There's the problem for putting that there. We won't be able to have that. All right, so we'll have to do it the other way. So let's take this and put it here, and let's take this. Okay, he went there. Let's move this, let's move this, and let's move this, and let's move this again. And let's put, and this is usually what happens to me, so, but I like doing it. So, she actually started spending more time in her restaurant, and she actually missed being a chef. So she encouraged Wyatt to actually open his own restaurant, because she wanted her restaurant back primarily. She encouraged him to open his own restaurant, and by talking to him, and she knew that there were certain kinds of foods that he liked to do. He loved doing the lunch, he liked to do that, so she was encouraging him to go ahead and do that, and he did. He opened his own restaurant and started cooking there, of course, and she returned to her restaurant, and she was very happy about doing that. Only thing was, she had gotten so used to spending time with him. We don't need any of these pieces anymore, so let's get some decoratives. Let's get some sponge. Let's get this. I have an item frame, but I think I want to use a color and item frames. And who is this? This is decorations blocks. Gives you item frames in different colors. And that's mod decorations blocks. And I'm going to, let's just go ahead and give her white, because this is the one thing you can put on those. The other thing you can put there is a coffee maker. And we're going to give them a coffee maker in their house. So because she missed seeing him on a daily basis, she actually was very forward and said to him, would you like to come and live with me in my house, because I miss you. And he said yes. So they began living together, and then they chose each other. So they are now a couple. They chose each other. They live here, and this is their house. Let's put the coffee maker right behind that other. Oh, and I open the drawer, and let's put the coffee maker here. And there we go, with the giant cup. Giant cup. But here is a remodel of the kitchen in the first house that was remodeled. I could change the books, but they're just so nostalgic. I don't think I'm going to do that. However, in this entryway, I am going to right quick add one of the little benches that I love to use as a bench and a table. I think I got rid of the painting. CH. This bench right here makes a really fun little table, and I like to put it in places just so that they won't be bare, places like that. And this is like a little end table in their entryway. So this is what it looks like now when they come into their house, and that actually works really well because of the fact that you can't see the counter behind there. And I'm good with that. I'm good with that. So we have a new kitchen. It is nighttime. Do you want to see? So this is what they're both in bed. Wyatt is sitting up reading, and Fortune is asleep. I called her Hazel. Fortune is asleep. Okay, Hazel's the other restaurant owner, but we'll talk about her later. Okay, and so that is Fortune's house. Do I want to go to sleep again? Let's see. It's 17. It's almost sunrise. It's 2 hours to sunrise, and we're walking through the city for right now. This is William and Hazel. Speaking of Hazel, William and Hazel's new house. This is an interesting story because Hazel now works in the museum. Hazel owned a restaurant when she first got here. She owned the university restaurant, the Dark Oak, and when her kids came, she hired a chef. She hired Savannah as a chef, and Savannah actually, do we want to go inside? Did I do anything? Oh, I did already. How interesting. Savannah actually came with her kids and needed a job, and so she was a chef before, and she decided to be, she applied for the chef job in Hazel's restaurant. And Hazel was raising William Godfrey's kids, daughters. He has 3 daughters, was raising his daughters, and so that was part of the reason why she wasn't working. And so after she did that, she went, when the daughters were all in school, she went back to school. Are they upstairs? Let's see if they are. Oh, hello, Hazel. Hazel's upstairs. William might have left early. Look at they're upstairs. They just moved in here, and so their bedroom hasn't actually been worked on yet. And the reason they just moved in here is because Hazel went back to school and discovered that she was very much interested in magical arts. As a matter of fact, she was more interested in magical arts than she was in the restaurant. So she just recently sold the restaurant to Savannah. So Savannah, who was the chef in the restaurant, is now the owner of the restaurant. This is the color of the beds that Minecolonies actually put in here. So I'm going to go with that color, and we're going to give them lighter furniture to offset that. I can't do any floor, I can't do carpet, wall-to-wall carpet, because this is the roof of downstairs. So we're just going to, I'm going to change out these. In vanilla, these would be really cool, but here they're not necessary because we have Mr. Crayfish. So we're going to use Mr. Crayfish's furniture and lights up here in this house. So let's start with pretty. So this is very colonial and has very few windows, and I think that they're fine. They like this house. So when Hazel was in school, she was studying magical arts and became a magical arts professor. And let's look for bed. Let's get light ones. Let's get birch. Let's go to desks. Okay. Now the birch desks have light gray, which is perfect. Let's get a chair for. Let's use this chair for it, and let us get a lamp. I think we need lamps pretty quickly. Let's do just plain. We could do a color. Let's do the light blue. That might look really good. And here we go. So let's see. On one side, let's put this one on one side, and let's put this one on the other, and let's put the light on this one right here. There we go. And then let's turn it on. There. Okay. Over here, let's put the desk, and we're going to have these parts right here, and the seating part in the middle. Oh, except I forgot. I need to do it this way because of this low ceiling. I need to put the chair down first, and then I need to put the seating here and the desk here. Let's put this light right here. Wait, that's not a desktop. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, let's do that again. I actually kind of like that. Okay, so we have that. And over here in the corner here, this is the stairwell. We can't really put anything. What are we going to do for light? This is a piece, let's see. Okay, so this, there actually isn't. Doesn't go down to the first floor, so we can actually, this is the fireplace right here, we can actually put a piece of glowstone in that dark area and put a carpet there. Glow, let's put glow, and I'll have to make sure that the carpet doesn't keep them from coming upstairs, and let's put carpet in that area. See, yeah, I'm supposed to be touring most of these. Light blue is what they have. We're going to put light blue. We can do there's an idea. Let's look at the carpet again. Let's do a print. There's a light blue print carpet. We could do that. Or we could do this. Let's get both of those colors right there and see if we like one of them. Because right here, we could actually put a carpet like this, right in this section of the floor. Let's put glow. Did we not get any glowstone? We did not. Let's put glow. I might have gotten it and put it, so every once in a while I don't put it in that place. Let's put the glow right here. Here we go, and this is going to give them And we could either do, let's just go ahead and do both. And we can either do this, like this. Let's see, that doesn't stop them from coming upstairs. And we could just put that, but that doesn't look good. And I don't like it. It should actually, let's just do the light blue just by itself. Right here, like we're doing, like it's in the hallway right here. Can I do this one? I can. If I stand here, I can. So that's not going to keep them from getting upstairs. So they have this here. And we're just going to say that that's lighting there. Remember that little bench thing? I think we're going to put it right here. Although it's in the entry. And then we have the fireplace. Now, see that? That's actually the fireplace right there. Is there a fire downstairs? Some people just don't really, and we gave them that. Perfect, because that means up here, in this one, we can just leave it, and they're going to get heat from the fireplace there. So we could put a comfy chair right here for them to sit and just sit at the fire upstairs. So why don't we do that? Couch. Let's do a comfy couch, and let's just go ahead and do, we could do black, but I think the gray will probably look really good. So let's do the gray up here with their bed. So let's put that there and there. And now, in front of that, do we want another piece of carpet in front of that? We would. So let's do that. I don't know that I want this right here. I think I'm going to take this one away and just put flooring right here. So let's just put that up there. Okay. And that takes care of that part. I have to go downstairs and, nope, it didn't come through. That's just the way they did it. Look, you can see down the stairwell here. I think that's actually really cool. You could, if you wanted, bonk, you could. Nope. See, because this is only slab, so that makes it that you can't actually put something there. So there we go. So their house downstairs, they have a little green couch sitting in front of this. There's a chair in Minecolonies that sits right here when they make the house, and so I've just replaced it with Mr. Crayfish's comfortable chair there. And so upstairs here, we took away that and that. I'm going to look here again and see right here. Sure enough. Excellent. So I'm going to just make this a hallway. I don't know why they're using this, but that's okay. I'm just going to use it. There. Oh. And then here, we can put one of the others. So because this is gray right here, we can either, let's look at carpet again. Carpet pieces, and we can put the other blue, or we can put some gray in that area. Which would you like? Or we can put an even darker blue. I think this dark blue might be glowy, but let's see. Or we can put black. Let's see if I can find which one is the black. Oops, another day has gone by. let's try this. So these are our two choices. So we see Hazel is upstairs in bed. Let's look at putting, oh yeah, let's put that there. I like that. All right. So this is their house and they're upstairs. And yeah, they like it just a little sparse. And so this is where they live now. I'll show you their original house because it's still standing, even though it is more than likely going to be torn down. But I'll show you their original house right now. Wyatt should be on his way home, and he will be here in a little bit from his restaurant. A lot of times he gets home late. He makes dinners and keeps them for the people who are working late, and they pick them up on their way home, and then he comes home. So it's very quiet tonight, but we're going to go back here and show you did I say why? I did, didn't I? No, I should have said William, and because Hazel lives with William. William and Hazel moved into this house because when she graduated as a professor of magical arts, the head of magical arts, the professor who was in charge of magical arts, Ryan Wilson, asked her to come be the curator of this museum. So she was thrilled to take over curating the museum, and she started commuting. So this is her new house, right? But her commute used to be from that museum all the way through here, past the farms. These are the eastern farms right here, and past the dormitories, and up here to this house right here. Used to be their house, and she was coming here, and this used to be where they lived. And this is a dark oak house, and this goes to show how long ago I was doing this house, because it has one of these lights on the inside, and it still has the Chroma Hills ceiling, which when before Chroma Hills, this wool was not tiled. Chroma Hills wool tiles, and that makes that ceiling. This is a chisel floor here, and upstairs in their bedroom, used to be Hazel and William's house, and in their bedroom, this is what their bedroom looked like, and their kids' room, William's girls, which Hazel raised. This was their room. Oh yes, this was the one that had this piece right here, and you saw this house before, but William and Hazel were still living here the last time you saw this house, but now they have moved into their new house. And the reason they did was because Hazel wanted to be closer. She wanted to have less of a commute, and so William agreed. So what happened was, this is William's delivery. Which way do we want to go to it? We'll go this way. Down the hill here, this used to be William's delivery shop. Right here. But William gave Reynolds this delivery shop in a business deal. They negotiated for this delivery shop, and the reason he did that, that meant that William Reynold was actually taking over the delivery in this area, and William was going to take over the desert delivery. I'm going to rise up and fly for just a minute, fly over this section of the city. So William was going to take over the desert delivery, and he built a new delivery station. He loved Rebecca's delivery station. Rebecca was our second person owner of a delivery service, and he loved her delivery station, which used to be right here, right in this location. As a matter of fact, you can see the footprint on the ground still, but it was moved because Rebecca is going to go to the bayfront and open a delivery service there. So she was giving up. She and Reynold both. Reynold used to have his delivery right here, and I know I'm talking about businesses, but this was the reason why William moved into that house right over here, so that he would have a shorter commute, and Hazel would have the same commute she used to have to her restaurant. She now has to the museum that she curates, the Museum of Magical Arts. So, and now let us continue with the tour. So we saw her house. Let's go over here because we have a couple houses here that we can look at. Noah, speaking of fortune, whose house is, we just looked at, whose house is this house right here. This is Fortune's house. Her son, Noah, has lived here, lived in this apartment complex, which is the Stone Apartments West complex, since he moved out of the house. He became a blacksmith, and originally his blacksmith station was located right over where that new patrol tower is, but he thought he was going to move, the moon is setting. He thought he was going to move to the bayfront, but then he realized he was going to miss the horses and miss the knights that he loves to work with. He's the blacksmith. So he stayed, and when the city wanted to buy the land that his blacksmith building was sitting on, his smithy was sitting on, he decided to move his blacksmith shop to where the patrol tower used to be here, and he moved his blacksmith business there, and that meant that he didn't have to move out of his house. Now, this house that he's living in right here, that's interesting that I have that there. That's there from a long time ago. Let me change that right now. I'm just going to go ahead and put cobble in those places right there. There we go. Okay, so he's been living here for a long time like a bachelor and not having anything but just the necessities, and then recently he decided to redecorate the inside. Hello, Noah, I know you're not going to work, so I'm going to come in and look at your house. And so he started fixing his house. He got a carpet. He got some new furniture. But one of the interesting things that he did was he made a skylight for his house, and he is very happy with that. I'm less happy with the mold up there, and I'm thinking that I might change that piece right now and put in this. This, however, would require changing. That's not big, so we're going to ignore that. Mold's okay outside. I don't like it on the insides of the houses. And he still needs some things, don't you? So one of the things that I might do with his house, because he's got the skylight there, is let's put books. Let's put books up top. This is something that I like to do in the places that don't have a lot of room. So we're going to put books there. He can still go out his door. And then he can have a chair on this side that's comfortable that he wants to sit in. And he can have a chair that he pulls up to this table. So does he want to have a little desk place where he is standing? Let's go call him. No, it's not going to leave. Let's call him to his work so that I can work on his apartment. I have to go into his shop. And there's Olivia. Olivia must be doing a flower delivery. Olivia is the florist, and she must be taking care of his flowers. I didn't know he had any flowers. Let's recall him. And there is Noah. Okay, so does he have flowers? He should now, because she just was here. Do we need to give him some flowers in here? If we were going to do that, she apparently thinks he should have some flowers. Let's do this right here. This is black. Let's get a black terracotta. ACK. Terracotta, no. We're going to have to, that might be it right there. It is, yay. Let's get this, and let's get actual flower pot. Let's just get a normal flower pot, one of these, and we'll look at flowers, and let's just give him a plant to start with. Let's give him this jungle plant as what he's going to put in this corner, to have something green in this corner right here. And look what we could do. We do have plenty of lights here. So we're just going to put this plant right there. And that is what she was thinking that he could do. Here's another corner here. I think I want to do that again. But I think in this corner, I think I'm going to do, look, he's down here. Let's have him grow mushrooms. Let's have him actually grow mushrooms. And there we go. So that's what he has. So let's come back up here before it's time for him to go home. Good. We have a good amount of the day left. So we just wanted him to go to his shop so that we could work on this for just a moment, because we can give him a little nightstand right here, or we can give him a little table. I think he needs more. Let's give him bed, but let's make it the desk. Let's give him the desk set. He's got a big, huge place, and so let's give him stone to match. Let's see if we want him to have a chair. We'll find out in just a minute. Let's put this here beside his bed, and let's put a lamp on it. Should have gotten lamp, P, and this time we are going to do, let's just go ahead and do a gray lamp for him to match what his house looks like, and we can turn it on. And now, in this corner, do we want to give him a couple chairs? So one he can pull up to the table right here. He might want a chair that he can pull up to the table. So we could just put that chair over in this corner. Chair. Or we can give him a big comfy chair. We seem to be using this chair a lot, but let's give him this chair right here. And he can still get to bed this way. He's not trapped. And let us put a stool, right, one of those benches right there that he can pull up to the table. If he wants to eat at the table. So he's definitely a bachelor, definitely not having too much more in his place than he needs. So we're going to give him that. He can get by, he can get to the bed. We can't put anything here, it'll get rid of the arms, and the arms is what we want. So there. He can actually, what's really nice about this bench is he can use it to sit on, or he can use it to put his feet on in front of the chair, like this, see? You can put it right there. So we're just going to put it back there and let him make that decision. So he lives in that house. He is, right now, the only one who has whose interiors have been taken care of. I really need to do something about Noah Wilson's apartment, and I need to do something about, Noah, are you living here by yourself? You might be. Callum, I think, also lives here. He's probably at work, and Noah is sleeping in. Noah is the lumberjack. If you wanted to see what these places look like when they're not decorated, this is what the roof looks like, and I'm going to show it to you right now, because we have Stone Apartments East that the roof has been totally changed on that apartment building, so you'll see that. I don't worry about them falling out here, putting something there, so that is fine. But since we're in this neighborhood, we can walk right through here, and we have this beautiful house. This is London and Matthew's house. London and Matthew met in college and decided that they were going to be farmers, and they had immediately bought some land in the east here, in this eastern part of the city, which was really almost like foreign, like country when they first bought it. And I'm going to put some different lights on the outside of their house for a moment. Let's take these and let's put, I think I can put these right here. Yes, I can. Oops. Let's turn that on. Instead of having the torches. Omo is the oldest city, and so there are some things about Omo that have not been updated. So this is one of the older versions of updating that I did. They have a very big house. They opted for having modern kitchen. Oh, sorry. Are you going upstairs to bed? Yes, he is. That was Matthew, by the way, and here comes London. Oh, London, I'm sorry. London wants something done. Her farm probably needs a pickup, and pickup of food and seeds that she has stored. So this is her little kitchen, and this is their downstairs area. This, I believe, this carpet was here. Minecolonies did the floor, which I just love, and yes, they did the carpets. I changed out the table and gave them this table, and I gave them these lights at the time, but right now we know that what we can do here, and I'm going to take one right here, take this piece up, and we're going to get the black glowstone, and we're going to put it underneath this carpet right here to light this part of the house, and we're taking this lamp away. We're going to do the same in the kitchen and the same in the living room. Now the living room doesn't really need it, but the dining area needs some light, so we're actually going to put a light. We could put, let's put a light closer. Let's look at the F7 and see how much light. Function F7, which is, I believe, Quark, or extra utilities. See those lines there? Tells you whether there's enough light in a place. If those lines that are on the window and outside were in this room, there wouldn't be enough light. So putting the glowstone there made enough light, and we're going to put another glowstone right here, and that will help light that area up and light this up. Now in the kitchen, we can put down carpet right there, and let us look at some carpet that can go with this eclectic design. So I don't change, there's some things I don't change because it's like these people's designs, you know, it makes it like they did it. Carpet, and because there's so many different colors in here, let's just go ahead and do a simple carpet. There's green in the room, there's all those colors. Let's try this carpet in the kitchen. Whoops, I didn't need to take that away. But I'm going to put, since I did, I'll put the glowstone there. And we'll do that. Okay, so that gives us that view right there. Now, I haven't been in this house in a while, so the mold, I am just seeing mold now. Now, what I do with mold is I do andesite, but in this case, I think I'm going to do, what do they call it? It's a spec or SPU? No, SPA? Is this it? Will this give it to me? No. SPI? No. SPI? No. I'm looking for something that I don't know how to spell it. SPU. Nope, I'm not going to find it. So I'm just going to use andesite. A-N-D. Let's go here. D-E. And let's get, there's one. It's SPE. The one I didn't try. Let's see if we can use SPE, and I'll show you why in just a minute. Let's get a piece of this, and let's get a piece of stair, just in case, because we're going to get rid of the mold. Now, I'm going to use the SP, the Speleothum. because it doesn't stick to furniture. So see how this wall is sticking to these two pieces. This won't. And that looks wonderful. And then I use this to repair walls where there's mold. So see there's mold there, so we're going to take, this isn't andesite. Let's take this away. Let's get a piece of andesite from right here. So I just take straight andesite and use it to repair buildings like this. And it looks like they're repaired. And I like that. So behind here, luckily, there's nothing, thank goodness. There's nothing there. This used to be for an iron door that used to be here, that button. I'm just going to take it away. And because there used to be an iron door and chests underneath here, and we put a fridge in right there. But the picture, we did not change. That was there. We're just taking away these lights. Those are Crayfish's, Mr. Crayfish's ceiling lights, but I like them for outside. They look like outdoor lights. Or they're okay in the hall, like right here. They're okay in the hallway like that. I'm okay with that. Right here, I think we have the 7 still on, so I can see that there's enough light in this room. And there is London. Now what I did here was I wanted London and Matthew to use the upstairs bedroom. And so we made these rooms into guest rooms. But for the longest time, they had a ranch hand who lived with them. And the ranch hand, when the ranch hand lived here, they slept in this room, and there was a bed right here. I'm always a little disturbed about this kind of, I don't like when the rugs do that because they're not wall-to-wall carpet, so I'd rather have that. This was one of the first closets that we gave the rack, the hanger pole made out of end rod. This was one of the first that we did that with. And this is their, this is sort of a guest room. That's a pull-out bed in the guest room. And then we took away the fold-out. Well, they have a futon in here that they have, so they can still have lots of company, but they don't usually. And because it's just them, they never got any kids, which is really interesting. When the kids came in, they didn't get any. And it probably was because they were super young when they arrived. They arrived as young adults, and they just decided they weren't going to have any kids. So up here is where they sleep, and I'm going to go in. It's 19, it's sunrise, so they're going to get up in just a minute. Excuse me, I'm sorry to wake you up. So this was one of the earlier, hello London, one of the earlier places, and I didn't change it, so it still has the carpet. But what I did was, I'm pretty sure I changed the bed color and gave them Crayfish's furniture here. They have a game on their desks, and the flower, of course, so that they could have the light over here. There's the fireplace. They also have the attic. And yes, so we gave them spruce furniture to match they just love this spruce. And out here, they have an amazing view. This is the Savannah. What did I step up on? Probably on that stool I stepped up on it. But they can see, this is the compost building that they can see there. Let me get rid of the F7 for now, since we don't need it anymore. They can see the compost from here. They can see the 3 towers and the blacksmith and Hazel and William's new house and the museum top. The top of the museum, they can see Cliff's bottom. Wow. And over at this end, they can see their farm. Actually, she can see her farm. Now, I said that their ranch hand used to live with them, Blanche. Blanche lived with them for years and years. She came here. They needed a ranch hand because London decided that the 2 fields were a lot to handle, and so she wanted someone to help her. So she hired Blanche, and Blanche lived in their house and had her own apartment for the longest time. And then Blanche actually, this is Nathaniel over here. Remember Noah's house that we were looking at, that little tiny apartment? It used to be Nathaniel's. Nathaniel, the composter, was a loner, and he lived in that apartment for years and years and years. And Noah lived in one of these apartments back here. So Nathaniel actually had a crush on Alice, who built the composter, and he actually was in love with her, but Alice was living with Fortune, so he just loved seeing her and loved when she was working on things, and he just had a crush on her. But when she was killed, he was very distressed and distraught, and Blanche sort of noticed that he was just, moping around and all, and she started bringing him lunch and special foods. Both Blanche and London need their produce picked up. If I look at their inventory, see how much produce they have there. That's what I would do during the week. I will do that for them. But wow, that took all the time. Oh my gosh, are we going to continue? We're going to have to do the farming tour again next Sunday, City Sundays. We will continue doing the farming tour, and that turned out to be so curious because we started looking at some of the places that we hadn't been in a long time. And look at that. Wow. All right. Let me say goodbye for now, and I will just tell you that I do this is the City of Omo, which I do on Mondays and Thursdays in Twitch and in Mixer under the name Roslydian. Roslydian is my name everywhere. Twitter, Facebook, my name is Roslydian. So you can come and watch me actually work on this city if you like what you see. On City Sundays, you can watch me work on the cities during the week. So thank you so much for watching. I'm going to say thank you in the chat to my constant viewer. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks to my constant viewer. I really appreciate you finding me here, and thank you for being here. Thank you, and thanks everyone for watching. Thank you, and merci beaucoup. And someday I will know more French than that. Bye for now. Bye for now.